I want to share with you guys what it was like when I received God's Holy Spirit. It was such a defining moment for me, and there was such a contrast from this new life that I got and the old life, which brought me into a very bad spot because I was in my third rehab in a detox bathroom, praying to God for Him to help me. And while I was praying to Him, I had all of these things going through my mind, how my life was at that time. And this is over 9 years ago now when this happened. But I was just praying this deep prayer, and I meant it with every part of my being because I was really on the edge of death. I had literally come to the end of my rope, and I was just extremely desperate. And something just happened in the midst of that prayer. In the midst of me just crying out to God, something just clicked. And in that moment, I was baptized by the Holy Spirit. And things started clearing up in my mind. I was still in a detox center, and I had to be put on medicine and different things like that, but the power of choice entered into my life. During this stay at the rehab I was in, it was actually set up almost like a college where in the morning you would go to the breakfast cafeteria, but then you would go to different therapy classes each day, and then you would go to lunch, then they had like even time to go to the gym or do whatever you wanted, but it was really structured. And they also had like treatment plans for your specific life and issues. So I was by no means perfect, and my life didn't all of a sudden turn around. But what I did notice was I had the power of choice. Whereas before, I would constantly be trying to manipulate and trying to get things to happen how I wanted them to. I never thought too far ahead. I was just sort of who I was. And who I was at the time led me to ruin. But this is where I started making good decisions. I believe guided by God's Holy Spirit, who was teaching me even in those moments. And I had a son waiting for me when I got out. He was like 2 or 3 months old. My grandma had passed away a couple months earlier. My mom had passed away a couple months earlier. And I was actually trying to get clean, but when my mom passed away, I relapsed, and it led me to this third rehab. But that's where I fully surrendered. And God knew that I was being totally authentic in seeking Him. And when I did that and I was honest, God showed up in such a big way, and He started leading me through all of this and showing me the way out. So I said no to the chaos of the other people who were in this rehab who were not serious. They were not trying to get better. God bless their souls. Maybe it just wasn't their time, but I knew for a fact it was my time. And it's funny, actually, what God started using to get me better was just simply brushing my teeth every morning and also taking care of my hair because my hair had grown really long. So I got a haircut when I was there, and I started styling my hair. Doing self-care actually started leading me in the path of healing. I was in that rehab for 30 days, and I was scared to get out because it was nice and cozy living in this structured environment, and I would have to go back into the world and face people and situations without my crutches, the chemicals I used to take, and face the world with God and my newfound faith. The Holy Spirit is real, and He can help you. He can teach you. He can show you the way that He wants you to go for God's purposes, and He has the best plan for your life. The Holy Spirit is God here on earth. After Jesus ascended into heaven, He left His Holy Spirit here for His people. We are not alone. He is with us. Thank you for joining me, and I hope that this helps.